Coming up on this week's episode of Unpicked.
Maybe it's because I'm a jack of all, and so because I have a little knowledge in a lot of things.
Master of zero. Sorry.
Huh? Yeah.
Toes curling and everything. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
What? Like,
I think
4K is enough.
You know, and I'm not trying to sound red pilly out here. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm just giving Dami Zayn Pearl. I'm not trying to.
Wagwan peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, Dammy to the Zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. We on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick.
I believe everyone's got a gift.
Yeah.
So today I'm going to ask you for the icebreaker.
Okay.
What is your gift and why?
Boom, bang. First of all, I like the fact that the icebreaker question is not necessarily a this or that. Yeah, I mean, we're evolving the thing.
I copied you still.
I like it. I know, I felt it, you know. At first, I wasn't sure last week, but then I liked your answer. I liked your answer a lot.
Yeah.
I felt like it gave me more than a this or that. But it was your question this week. What is my gift unto the world?
Now he hasn't answered the question. Okay.
I know I'm cooking. Let me cook. You get me? Because first, you know, I got to start with the seasoning. That little talk I just did, that was the seasoning right there. But you know what I mean? That's in the air fryer. Hold on. But my gift unto the world is actually myself. I am the gift that keeps on giving. Venom on set. You know. It's hard to articulate, but you know, the season of Christmas was actually invented because of me. People saw me and they said, "Wow, how do I recreate this feeling of receiving venom in my life right now? How do I recreate it? And also, how do I share that with others?" And so Christmas was born, where people wrapped up gifts. Essentially, it's me that they're trying to emulate. Saint Nick, the big beard. Are you not seeing it? Are you not clocking Wagwan? He's like the complete opposite of me because they were trying to not, you know. But I'm the gift.
All that waffle. I need an answer.
My gift. So, seriously speaking, my gift. I think I have two gifts, very different, but the one I want to talk about is I think I have a good critical eye for.
Okay.
I think both of my gifts are to do with people, but I think I have a really good critical eye for improving things. Like if people already have ideas established, whether it's a show or an event or a function or something, I think I have a really good eye for spotting, oh, you know what? You should add this. You should tweak that. You should do this. You should not do it this way. You should do that, etc. I have a really good eye for that. So I think that's one of my natural gifts.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Why?
Why is it my gift?
Yeah. Why that one?
Why that one as opposed to something else? Because it comes effortlessly. Like I can just. I don't know if it's because it's because I'm a jack of all, and so because I have a little knowledge in a lot of things.
Master of zero. Sorry.
Huh? Yeah. See the shade, guys. You see the shade. This ain't the shade room, but you see the shade.
That's the saying, though.
That's not the full saying, though.
The full saying is jack of all trades, master of
none. But being a jack of all trades is better than being a master of one. Oh!
And
So, yeah. So
hey,
that's where my vibes is at.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, Damien, you may continue.
Hey, hello, hi, peeps. Hey, hello, hi, peeps. It's your home slice, Dami Zayn, in the building. And I'm here with the gift of the show for the day, Venom.
Hey, guys.
Purr.
You know, there's a video of this little black girl. She's so cute, and she does this shoulder thing. I need to find it. I don't know. I can't even find it now, because if you type in like cute little black girl,
Bear comes up.
you've been looking for years. I was like,
Bear.
I said cute black girl shoulder. Bear. I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna find it. I need to. I don't know where. I know it's on my Instagram, but I can't find it. So
be careful
cute,
them
though.
searches there, you know, because
As well. Especially when I work with kids, typing cute black girl shoulder.
Be careful.
You know?
But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Unpicked Podcast show, where myself and Venom pretty much unpick anything. We're not scared to touch most topics. And the premise of the show is for us to it's just two friends talking, giving their opinions, having banter, having a laugh, gassing themselves up. Clearly today it's Venom that's on one.
Don't even.
Normally it's me, but for once I'm gonna dim my light so he can shine.
Jeez.
So if you enjoyed the show, please like, leave a comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, talk about our topics in the group chat. If you're listening on the audio platforms, please give us a 4 to 5 star rating, and our Instagram QR code is on the screen right now. We're gonna get into the show. So I was struggling, to think of this week's song of the week for myself. Imagine on week 2.
Excuse me.
You may be excused. And I decided I'm going to go for another song that gasses me. Last week I went for my most favorite song of all time. Yeah. This week I'm going to go for a song that gasses me, right? I like to see myself as a bit of a twerker. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit of a twerker, just tiny. Actually, people that are out with me more regularly will be like, any opportunity for Darren to shake Nyash, shake her bum.
Shaking it.
I'm shaking it. 100%. I'm shaking it. And this song, I believe, it's not the original twerk song, but if this song came out around now, it would 100% be a certified twerk song.
Okay.
The song I'm adding to the playlist this week is Cisco.
A Cisco
Song. Let me see how many go da 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 da. Let me see how many go. Listen, you could twerk to that song.
Yeah. I was feeling it myself. I was twerking myself. I was like, do I feel it though? Do I feel it?
I'll give you a
little bit of twerk song.
I'm gonna give you a bit of backstory. See, when that song comes on, you know when you hear da, 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 my mind transports me to the beach.
Yeah, you got to. You can't not be at the beach. I'm at the beach.
It transports me to the beach. I'm wearing a bikini with a thong bottom, yeah? And I'm twerking in the sand, and the sand is moving that's...
What? Are you in the sand? Or you're standing up, but the sand still has to move with you?
I don't know the mechanics. I don't know how it's working. I don't know, but in my mind, it transports me to the beach. I'm pretty much naked, right? Because cheeks are out, and I'm twerking, and the sand is doing this.
I don't know why that visual is giving me Ciara for some reason. Did she do a sand beachy type of video?
She might have, but when I hear Cisco Fong song, that's...
Do you know what else I'm realizing?
Yeah.
Not that you've claimed this as being a favorite song, but your other favorite song is also a song that's like at the beach.
What song is this?
Beautiful. That's beach vibes as well.
Yeah. But I think I like Beautiful because it's got loads of words of affirmation.
Okay.
Yeah. What song are you adding to the playlist this week?
So, I was thinking about one song, but your song just made me think of another song. So I'm changing my selection for this week.
Okay.
I'm going to add another Cisco number, but this is Cisco and Maya. It's All About Me. That's super because that song hits me in the feels. That song hits me in the feels differently. I might even have been at school or dating a girl that looked Maya-esque at the time, and I used to think I was Cisco. So I was like, trust me.
Say less.
Say less.
I can't remember how the song goes.
It goes, bow, 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 bow.
Okay. Okay. I've clocked
That's without getting into the lyrics.
I've clocked here that I've been doing the party songs, kind of. And you've more been doing the like prototype. Like your songs are more in my feels. I'm more, I'm gonna buy you a drink. Ooh, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
You know what it is? I'm trying to educate people, whoever wants to jump on the playlist. I'm trying to educate them in the songs that are no longer popular. Because those ones, only people who love them would still hear them, but like they ain't gonna be on the playlist, the throwback playlist and that. They're not like.
But I still want the playlist to be. I like obviously we want throwbacks and stuff or new stuff, because I nearly put Water on it. Make me sweat.
Water's a vibe. It's a vibe.
I was in the gym and I accidentally forgot that, first of all, I'm not South African, and secondly, the gym is not the correct place to be shaking bum, right? And I was.
You was actually shaking bum in the gym.
Let me even explain to you real quick, yeah. So I'm stretching.
And you was pouring your water on your back.
I was stretching, and you know that stretch where you're standing, but you're like basically in the splits, and then you bend over to stretch the back of your quads. So I was in that position. Water comes on, and I just did a little jiggle, and then I caught myself and was like, "You're in the gym."
You see this behavior.
It's actually really bad. Any opportunity to shake bum, I'm shaking it. Anyway, guys, the link to the playlist with our songs of the week will be in the description. The vibe is old school, new school, basically stuff that we like. So hopefully you enjoy it too. I already noticed some people have already started following it on Spotify. So
thank you very much.
And we're going to get into the show.
Damn it, Zane, have you seen? This week has been dry in Venom's world in terms of social media, I won't lie. One thing I saw that I thought was notable at least, was Kim Kardashian and this money situation. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
What's this?
So Kim Kardashian has hired a manny, which is a term for male nanny.
Yeah.
To babysit her boys, her children, but specifically her boys, because she feels like they need a male presence in their life.
Okay. How'd you feel?
I feel dumbfounded.
Why?
Because they have a whole father. That's why.
They do have a whole father. Wasn't Kanye recently spotted getting head on a boat in Italy?
On a boat in with no shoes on his feet.
Yeah, man. Toes curling and everything. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I don't know what that got to do with his kids. I don't know if his toes was doing gang sags or not. I don't know. But
sometimes it be like that.
Boy, I don't know.
Well, sometimes the toes cramp.
Well, actually, let me keep quiet. So.
Wow.
Child of God. So.
Yeah, you drink that water.
It. I will. Thank you very much. Parched. No, I agree. At the end of the day, like, they do have a father, but I reckon the relationship between Kim and Kanye is strained, and I also have a feel. I don't know what their custody situation is.
I mean, I definitely saw him taking...
Is it 50-50?
It must be. As in, that's why he bought the house across the road. Like, I don't see the value in buying a house across the road. Probably
There's
still
this-
has the house, but maybe not there. I don't know where he at. Do you know what I mean? He Kanye, but just seems very strange. Seems very Kim like though.
I think equal opportunities, yeah. Manny, nanny, it's not a thing. And as I'm saying that, I'm even thinking most of these rich people have nannies or mannies. Do you know what I mean? Even if both parents are together and the kids still see both parents, they still have
Yeah,
a
nanny, some
or a
type of
manny.
help.
Yeah, always. So I don't think she's doing anything different. I think the reason why maybe other blog pages like Shade Borough and Co have like capitalized on it is because of the whole Kanye and Kim separation thing, and they just want to make a big hoo-ha about it. But when you actually deep it, most of them have nannies or mannies or whatever anyway.
Yeah, a lot of them have help.
Do you know what I mean? Even though they're together, like I'm pretty sure Beyonce and Jay-Z probably have a nanny or a manny. Even though Jay-Z's still with Beyonce, and even though their son has him there as a father figure. I forgot the name, that's why I blanked out like that.
Oh, okay. I don't know their name. I
Is
only
it
know
Rumi?
Blue.
I can't remember.
I know
Yeah,
Blue Boy, that's it.
After Blue, I don't remember the twins' names. So, even though Jay-Z's there to be a father figure, they probably still have, or even if Beyonce's still there, for example, to be a mother figure, they probably still have a nanny / manny that takes care of them in between touring.
It's more so the reason for having a male nanny specifically rather than just having a nanny.
Yeah, but their dad is a famous person who's not a stay-at-home dad, who's not there 24/7. So just because they've separated, do you get my logic? Just because they separated doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with her getting a nanny or a manny for whatever her reasons.
No, having a nanny, regardless of the sex of the nanny,
someone can correct me, but I'm pretty sure they have 50-50 custody. But they're both celebs. Well, Kanye's a celeb. Kim is a businesswoman on a global scale. They're both really busy people, so they probably both don't spend as much time with the kids as a regular parent would. So if she's saying she wants more of a male figure in her son's life, then fine, because actually in your whole family, you've got your mum who's married to, I forget his name, but he's pretty much her handbag. He's Kris Jenner's handbag, no offense. And then you've got Rob Kardashian, who no one sees. And the rest of them, who are they really with? Which one of them is actually like, do you know what I mean? Like who okay, you've got Courtney married
with Tristan. Is Tristan?
No, Travis. Is his name Travis?
No. I think he was with Travis. The youngest one.
Courtney's husband right now, I think his name is Travis. Or is it no.
Ain't she with the Tristan guy?
No, that's Chloe.
Chloe, sorry.
But Chloe and Tristan.
Oh, Travis Barker.
Yeah, so I was right. Look at you trying to confuse me. Yes, I was right. So Courtney's with Travis. She's the only one that's currently married. Yeah. Then you've got Chloe and her baby daddy. We don't know what's going on there. You've got Kim, who's single. You've got Kylie, who's dating someone. I forget his name. And then you've got Kendall. No one knows what Kendall's doing, innit? And then you've got Rob, who's actually the only uncle that these kids have on the mum side. So if she wants to add extra male figures to her son's life and she feels like she's doing that by getting a manny, fine, I hear it. Because like I said already, most of these people in that industry have additional help for the kids. And because Kanye is also a superstar in his own right, and like I said, he was on a boat not too long ago getting whatever sucked, right? He ain't with the kids at that time. He's with his new wifey. He's all over the place, going wherever he wants to. So obviously, he's not around. He's not around as much as, let's say, a regular 9-to-5 dad or a regular entrepreneur dad might be. Do you get it? So, I think it's okay. The reason's a bit interesting, but when you break it down in terms of who is in her family and all that, if she wants extra. Do you get what I mean? Like, I feel like fine. If you want extra male representation for your sons, then fine.
Cool. Did you say anything?
I did. I saw a number of things, but I think the one I want to bring up today is in relation to a matter very close to my heart. Do you know what I mean? Very, very close to my heart. But Grace Ajilore, I will. Grace Ajilore recently was saying that 2 people can't live in this current climate, can't live off of 4K in the UK.
A month. 2 people can't.
2 people.
Okay.
It's obviously sparked conversation on
what the hell are you doing with the money?
On socials. Some people felt that agreed with her, some people didn't agree with her. And I wanted to ask you, where do you sit on that? Do you think 4K a month is enough for a couple to survive on?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing that comes into question is your accommodation. That's the biggest expense. That's the determining factor for everything. Are you renting? Where are you renting? Are you paying for a mortgage? What does your mortgage look like? After that point, then we can start to talk about how 4K can do whatever. But that's the only thing that should be prohibitive of that fact, if you see what I mean. But even then, I'm still thinking, what? Like,
I think
4K is enough. I think 4K is enough.
No, I agree with her. I think 4K is a stretch.
For 2 people. Life should get cheaper the more people you have.
Yeah, it should get cheaper.
So realistically, you by yourself, are you able to survive on 4K a month? By yourself?
By myself, I survive on about 4K as a singular person. So if I was to bring another person in, that's 2 singular people coming as one. I think we're going to need a bit more than 4K. But then I remember I live so close to like central London. So my rent is crazy, as you can imagine. Then there's things like ULEZ, all that we got to think about with the car. I own my car outright, but some people don't. So they're paying monthly for a car.
Yeah, a little car note.
Yeah. There's council tax. There's electricity bill and gas and all that is crazy right now. Water bill. Then does
water bill and electric bill change by location? Because my bill is not crazy right now.
I don't think it changes by location.
I'm with. I'm not trying to big up no companies. I'm with an old ass company.
No, let's not say. Yeah, let's.
I'm with an old ass company. I'm with an old ass company.
My bill for a singular person makes sense for a singular person. I'm not excessive, but it's still higher than what it was a couple years ago. It's definitely gone up by 50%.
Yeah, me personally, my bill is not doing anything.
Not my water bill. No.
I'm talking about my gas and electric. I mean, I'm not really using my heating right now anyway, because it's not gotten cold enough yet. I've literally just started to turn it on, but it's not doing anything.
I do think that 4K for 2 people isn't. You can get by, but it's not. I don't think it's comfortable living. It's not a comfortable living amount, personally.
I'm trying to work out what this money is going on aside from rent. So, because let's say
rent. Let's say rent is 2K. The average rent right now in London, you're looking at about 2,100, roughly around there.
Where are people looking?
In London. I mean, where are people looking?
Just rent.
Just rent. We'll take half of that.
Listen, I don't know what life I've been living, yeah, but my rent has never been that high. It's never been that high.
If you're, for a singular person, if you're in a 1 bed, maybe you get 1.6, 1.8. So if you're in a 2 bed, you're looking at about at least 1.8, 2,000, 210, 2,1. Maybe some people even go up to 2,500, 2,400, 2,500.
Is that prices as of 2023? Because when I was
right
looking...
now. But this is what I'm saying. This is right now. I'm talking about 4K right now for 2 people. It's going to be a stretch in this cost of living. 100%. 100%, I think. Especially if you're in London.
Yeah, the last time I looked for new rent prices, there was still options out there. Well, this would have been 20... It's either late 21 or early 22. Either way, one of those 2 years. There was still good places not far from me, which is Hackney, for 1,600. 2-bedroom. I was only looking at 2-bedroom,
yeah,
2
but
or
this
3.
Is 2020. But the comment was made a week or so ago
today.
or whatever, and it's 2023. Cost of living is high.
So if rent is if rent is 2K,
so let's say 2K. Let's just say
2K is your rent.
Nice 2-bed, so you got an office for home working, whatever. One of his home working, one of his going, whatever. Then your car, yeah. So let's say you're living in London, yeah, and if you've bought your car outright, props to you, great. Then let's hope it's you less compliant. That will bring your costs down, innit? If it's not, that brings your costs up. Do you get what I mean? Or if you're paying, some people pay like 200-300, sometimes more a month. On their car because they're on a hire purchase agreement or whatever the case might be. Then you've got council tax depending on the grade of the property that you're living in. But let's just say council tax, if you're paying it monthly or 10-month installments, let's say it's like, I don't know, one for 2 people, because mine for a singular person is around 100 and something pounds.
Yeah, like 110 or something.
Yeah, but I get the discount because I'm a singular person. When it's 2 people, the discount is gone. So let's say 150, something like that, maybe.
Let's just say that. Yeah, let's say it's 150.
So where we at now? We're at 450 on top of, so we're on 2,450.
Yeah.
Okay. Utilities, I don't know. How much is utilities? Let's say the average on electric and gas is 70-80 pounds. Water is 15 to 20 pounds.
Yeah, I think my water's about, off the top of my head, I can't remember. I think it's about £30 for my water or something. But I think my utilities, as in gas and electric, is probably about 60 each. Around that mark, 60, 65 each.
What, each month?
Yeah, each month.
Okay.
Each category. So 60 for gas, 60 for electric.
Oh, so you're already paying double what I'm paying. See?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm trying to say. Do you see what I'm saying? When it's one person, if I'm saying as one person, I will spend about 3K a month for 2 people. 4K is not making sense.
Why would the gas or the electric go up?
If my gas and electric for one person is 65 and you're telling me it's 130 for 2 people and your water's 30, which again is double what I'm paying in London right now, especially if you're living close to Central, a newer build, newer facilities and all that, you can comfortably, as a singular person, spend around 3K a month.
You can comfortably spend an infinite amount
on your rent and all that as a singular person who's still trying to live like, and I'm not spending lavishly, okay? This is not lavish spending. This is survival. And I can easily spend 3K, food, bills, petrol and etc. for my car, the rent, everything, travel, everything. And that's before I've gone on to buy stuff that I want, get my nails done, get my hair done, buy myself new clothes, go out restaurants and stuff like that. If I want to live lavish with me and my partner, 4K is not enough. So I agree with her. If you want to be living, if you want to be, if you're talking about, but this is what we mean by comfortable. Because her comment was, you can buy a handbag and a pair of shoes, a nice handbag and a pair of shoes for 4K. What makes you think that you can live the way people live today in London specifically, where you're going out every weekend, you're doing stuff. Do you get what I mean? That's expensive. 4K is not enough for 2 people to do that. And I agree with that. If you want to be counting your pennies doing, I'm living, we're not gonna go out much. We're not gonna like go on dates and stuff. We're just gonna stay in because we don't want to spend money. And we're gonna food prep all the time, and we're not gonna like buy food outside when we go to work. And we're not gonna like if you're gonna live frugal, then you can live within the 4K. But if you're gonna live the way that Londoners live now, like, you know what I mean? Like,
the thing is, I don't think that's the way London. I don't think that's the way Londoners live now. 4K is not gonna do
anything. 4K is not enough, man.
I don't think that's the way Londoners live now, because most people aren't paid well. Like, so to assume that that's how people are actually living versus that's what it looks like they're living like.
Yeah, because people are compensating. So people are doing like side hustles to bump up their pay. The average wage in the UK, I think the average wage is something like 30 something K, if that. I think it's 30. I
don't think it's 30. No, I think it's lower than that.
It's lower than that. Okay, so if it's lower than that, that means people aren't even taking home 2K a month.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so a lot of people are doing side hustles. Like, where do you think all this, like, now everyone's an influencer, everyone's a TikToker. People are doing, like, girls are doing lash tech, nail tech, makeup, on the side so that they can make the extra P to bump up their pay, to take it over the 2K plus threshold. So if you're now combining 2 people that are having to do that, easily they're both going to spend more than 4K a month. Yeah, 100%. I believe it. If you live outside of London now and your rent is way less, and you don't have all the like added costs that comes with living in London, then yeah, I think 4K, you'd be more than comfortable with that 4K. You even be saving. But 4K, nah, for 2 people, in this current cost of living, nah.
Yeah, I think so. That's
it's interesting that even we're divided.
Yeah, because spending. I understand if people want to make 4K a month to live comfortable, but spending 4K a month
between 2 people.
Between 2 people,
100%, man.
Okay, topic of the week. As per last week, does casual sex benefit or harm society?
What are you saying?
Casual sex, I think, is from the perspective of a man who once required it, I would say that it was a great service to me and wider society. It made me a better person because it allowed me to express certain aspects of myself, relieve certain frustrations, lower certain levels, perform certain acts so that I can be the nice, respectable young man that everybody knows and loves on a day-to-day. And I think...
Yes.
What, you want to unpick that?
Carry on.
I was going to say, and I think without having the opportunity to have been intimate with someone in those times and having needed to have a relationship and obviously not having one, it would have been detrimental to myself, because I would have been, I don't know what the word would have been, maybe more stressed or more angst or more tense. Who knows what the word is, but I would have been a myriad of other feelings because I was unable to express a certain aspect of myself and didn't have a stable partner to do that with either.
Couldn't you get a stable partner to do that with?
No, that's why I had a casual partner. I'm not saying that in fact, I'm not even saying that I couldn't get a partner at that time, but I didn't. There was a moment, there's one specific situation I'm thinking of. I was not in the right mental space, nor physical space, as in my living situation, etc., to have a committed relationship with someone. So, I was outside, that's what happens.
It's interesting that you mentioned in order for you to pretty much what you're saying is in order for you to function as the venom we know, you
Yeah.
needed someone to give you that outlet in a physical sense.
Yeah.
Is that the norm for men?
I would say probably most guys, yeah. I think you'll find guys who are not sexually active, not by choice. They generally tend to be more, and not necessarily because they are, but they might become more introverted or more quiet or more negative or depressive or that kind of space. That is generally where men tend to go if they're unable to express their whole being.
Can't
Hence
they just
why.
wank?
No, because wanking is not interacting with someone else. That's relieving sexual tension, yes, but it's not sex is an interaction. It's a type of conversation. That's why some people have really deep connections with sexual partners that they don't wish to pursue into relationships, but they love that person as a sexual partner because they really connect on that level.
And do you think that is benefiting society to have a connection with someone on a sexual level without the additional connection?
The additional stability framework, you mean? Yeah, but
Yeah.
that the stability framework is not necessarily for everybody. I think the only reason why
Okay, go on.
relationships exist is because ultimately families and women need stability. It's more in service for women than it is in service for actually it's in service for women, and it's also in service for society to operate in this way, but it's not necessary though.
So you feel like men don't need that stability at all?
Not that they don't need it at all. They yearn for it too.
You
But
don't think it
who?
benefits them? Do you think because you're
Yeah,
saying
to
it
a
benefits?
degree.
You're saying it benefits women in society, but you've kind of omitted men from that.
Yeah,
Which is what
because
I'm asking. Do you feel like
so
men don't benefit from?
they do benefit from it, but I don't think to the same degree. And I think men are more happy to transition that. So, for example, to have one sexual partner, for example, and receive all of that stability, all the love, affection, everything that comes with it, but also just as easily they could move on and then do it again. Whereas I don't think women find it as easy to move on and do it again, or they're not as interested in doing that, at least under the way that society is currently constructed.
So, actually, we'll do conclusions towards the end. Okay. So, in that sense, just going back to like the whole, because in the beginning you were saying how like you feel it was beneficial for you personally to embark in casual sexual relationships because it gave you the space to, it came across like you were saying, it gave you a space to release whatever you needed to release or whatever, so that you could present as how we know you to be, right? As you are, right? So what I'm getting from that is it allowed you to release tension so that you're not moody or aggressive or whatever it is that men are when they have this pent up whatever, right? Which is why I said, can't you just wank? Because if the whole point of the way you described it, the whole point of having the casual relationship was so that you could release whatever it is you need to release so that you could be this happy-go-lucky or whatever version of yourself that you want to present. Wouldn't wanking also give you that same release? Why do you need to connect to somebody else in a sexual manner in order for you to have that release?
Because
when
it
the whole
is
point of it is just...
I hear you, but it's the whole purpose of it is, the end goal, yes, is a release, but just because it's a release doesn't mean it does not need another active party. You could easily say that I love basketball, the hoop is there, why don't I just run the drills by myself? But it's completely different if I play literally with one other person. It's completely different, even though I'm still just shooting a ball at the hoop. So it's not as simple as, can't you just? Because I could just shoot the ball at the hoop, no one's there, and pretend like someone's there, sweat. But having that interaction makes the game completely different. Now I'm playing the game.
Okay.
And so that's where my experience led me. What about yourself? What are your thoughts and conclusions?
I don't embark in casual sex.
Of course not. But I mean, if you did, what would your thoughts and feelings be?
I wouldn't.
And what are you describing as casual, by the way?
No relationship, no commitment.
Okay.
Because I don't see the point of connecting to someone on any level if we're not intentional with our connection. I'm not trying to connect with people for the sake of connecting with them. Because why do I want to be connected to someone? And it's not like these connections sever as well, especially sexual connection. Once you're connected in that way, I do believe that you're connected in that way for a lot longer than people would like to admit. So
for sure.
So why do I want to put myself through that connecting and trying to break that connection, connecting and trying to break that connection, and putting myself through trauma, because that's what that does, with no end goal. And not to say that every relationship or every intentional relationship ends up in a end goal, but I just don't see the point of me putting myself through that emotionally, physically, mentally, and everything else that goes into forming those connections and upkeeping that connection if it's not going to go anywhere. All it's going to lead to is heartbreak and another person I'm connected to that I don't need to be connected to. And then when it's time for me to be with the person that's supposed to be my, for as long as we can, person, they're having me plus all the baggage that I have with me, which is all the connections that I've carried along the way. And I don't think that makes sense. So I personally just don't believe in embarking in casual situations. If I want to release whatever, do you know what I mean? Like ovulation time for the girls, we know as you get older, you ovulate, your body's telling you to free up the pom-pom.
To do the things.
All of a sudden, you're obviously, like during ovulation, women naturally are more sexy as well, because that's what happens to our body during that time where the pheromones are coming out, your skin's clearer, you're glowing, your boobs are more of a lump and juicy, everything's juicy on you because it's trying to attract a mate.
That's saying like, do it now.
And then on the top of that, your POMS is telling you, bruh, I released the egg yesterday. You needed to
do the things
yesterday. Yeah. So it's proper, like it's intense. And as you get older, it gets more intense. So I have something to release, if you get what I mean. There's tension to release, but I still don't think I should be embarking, like using someone to release that tension. I can just do that by myself. And that's what I think about that, which is why I went down that line of question for you. But yeah, people obviously have casual relationships, and I think people are delusional when they tell themselves that the connection that they build in those casual relationships can easily be severed, or they don't matter, or they play it down. So like you get women telling themselves that they can have friends with benefits, they can have casual sexual partners and move on to the next one like a man can, even though we all know that biologically, on a hormonal level, women are not built that way. So you're lying to yourself. And I also think that men, even though men don't have that same level of emotional connection to sex as women do, I do think that they still have some level of emotional connection, and they downplay that part to justify why they should just sow their royal oats, if that makes sense. So I just think as a society now, we've come to a point where people are placing more value on having casual sexual relationships because they're lying to themselves ultimately about what that brings in terms of the connection.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, because there's an increase in everyone being overly sexual now, everyone having casual sex up and down, that's what the dating market has now become.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think people realize the impact of that when it's time for them to settle down. And that's the point I'm making. That's my take on it.
Mm.
And that's
So
before.
you think it's not beneficial? No benefit to society?
I think it's not beneficial to society. I think it's beneficial to the people that are doing it, but not to the society.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a selfish act because you're doing it to gratify yourself. But in terms of society and the impact on society, I wouldn't say it's benefiting society, if that makes sense. It benefits the individual, not the whole. Personally, that's what I think. And we haven't even gone into how casual sex increases the likelihoods of sexually transmitted diseases and infections, increases the its impact. It literally feeds into the whole baby mum, baby dad, multiple baby mums, multiple baby dads lifestyle. And I've already kind of touched on from a woman's perspective, that whole connection on a sexual level, which for women is intertwined with emotional connection, and then trying to build genuine emotional connection with someone else when you've got Tom, Dick and Harry on your mind from how long ago, because you've been, do you know what I mean? Because you've been dabbling with them as well. So you're carrying that into your relationship. I know people don't like to hear it, but I genuinely believe that it doesn't benefit society as a whole. It doesn't benefit women as a whole to embark in these sorts of connections.
No, I definitely agree to a point.
And it's kind of why I don't rate men who encourage it or who seek it, because a lot of those men are not even being honest with those women or letting those women be honest with themselves about the impact it's going to have on them.
I think that there is definitely situations where girls do not catch feelings, but those situations only stem from very honest conversations right from the beginning. And if that's not what people are having, then
no, people are having honest conversations from the beginning. And feelings, you can't decide to like someone. It just happens. I don't think you decide it. You can decide to entertain it or not.
No,
so they
I
might
think...
so they might be saying, okay, we're going to be friends with benefits or whatever the hell you want to call it. And that's it. We're not going to get into a relationship. We're not going to be more than that. They state their rules and stipulations. They agree. Cool. Somewhere down the line, because that's how it works. Somewhere down the line, someone develops emotional attachment, not sexual attachment, emotional attachment to the other person. And then because of what you discussed at the start, they decide not to embark on that. That doesn't mean that the emotional attachment isn't there in the first place. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
I don't think that women can have sex with a man, and I'm not talking one time.
Yeah, you're talking.
I'm talking he's your regular.
Yeah.
He's your regular friends with benefits or whatever the hell
this is your appointment
going on, right? This is your
staple appointment.
Sneaky link, whatever you want to call it, yeah. And you're going to tell me that you've been having sex with this guy 1, 2, 3, 4 times and there's no emotional connection to this guy. Yet in the group chat, yeah, with your girls, when you hear that you went to the club or whatever and you saw him with another girl, you're in the group chat bitching and moaning about how this guy is being a dickhead towards you. If you didn't have that emotional connection, you wouldn't even care about how he treats you, because this is just for the D. This is just for the sex. This is just for the orgasms. But it's not that. You've built an emotional connection to this guy, my love. You might not choose to act on it, but it's there because of the casual sex you're having with him. Because that's how women are built. That is
I
how we're built.
agree. I'm not disagreeing, but is it not also just entitlement and ownership, and people just wanting to feel like they own this person and that
Why?
they're
But if
only
you
serving.
dig deep, where does that feeling come from? Feeling like you own someone. Where does that
It
come
comes
from?
from entitlement.
But where does that entitlement come from?
That comes from social media in 2023, making people think that
think
they
so.
can have anything that they desire.
No. I think social media makes people think that people are now disposable, and you can go from one person to the next, but that doesn't mean that you think that you own them. I think the ownership comes from the emotional attachment. If you wasn't emotionally attached, you wouldn't care who owns that person. That's what I think.
I disagree on that point. Not with what you're saying in general, though, but on that point,
I feel like from a woman's perspective, I just don't believe when women say to themselves, I can sleep with whoever and I won't catch no feelings. I think they're lying to themselves.
I think long term, definitely lying. Yeah,
and
you can't have a long term sexual partner. That's
and I
casual.
also think it's a trauma response
to
the whole idea of I can sleep with as many men as I like, or I can have lots of casual sex and I won't catch feelings for the men that I'm sleeping with. I think that's a trauma response.
Yeah, but what's it a response to?
To being played, used, or whatever
previously
by men before. Yeah. So now you're trying to do cold-hearted girl.
Yeah.
Now I think I can move like a guy. I'm a bad bee. I don't need these hoes. Yeah. you think you're a man now because you're trying to turn off that part of you, but it's not natural. Women naturally, we build emotional connection through sex.
Yeah. Let me keep it 100%. Just so all of those baddies who stone cold killers out here now don't need these hoes, etc. Let me tell you the blow by blow of my this particular scenario. I was recently made like single, and it was like a bit of a traumatic breakup, very messy, very emotionally draining, all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't in like my best space, but I was still in a good space, still spending time with friends, still on my journey to get right back to where I left off, kind of vibe. And out of nowhere, this girl kind of approached me, I'll say. And she put it on me. She asked me what my situation was. As far as she was concerned, I might have still had a situation. Like, she didn't really, it was just, yeah, this is what's the deal.
She wanted the D, yeah?
This was the proposition.
She wanted the meat stick. All right.
So then this scenario progressed. The meat stick, you know?
That's what it is.
Right. So this scenario progressed, and basically immediately I told her what it was. I said, look, this is where I'm at. This is my living situation. This is da-da-da-da-da. I don't want you to get involved in anything that you don't want to be involved in, because I ain't trying to be with no one. This is who I am in it. I ain't got no problem if you want to walk away. I know you just put it on me, but just if you want to back out, it's just as easy to do so. It's not a problem. I won't take it personal. I'm on my own journey right now. And she was like, cool. And that was that. And then literally the second where I foresaw, because I'm always paying attention, the second that I foresaw, not that she might get emotionally involved, but that situations were arising on my horizon that may start to muddy waters and create scenarios where emotions can be hurt and people's feelings, etc. I said, look, I think we should call it a day right here. It was early, but I said, there's no point us doing this long term if I'm not trying to do anything and I don't need you to get emotionally involved for me to then turn this off. We can just stop. We've had a great time. Let's just stop here. So I agree 100%. Long-term sexual partner, that's just a nightmare waiting to happen. There's no reason to have a long-term anything that is not intended to continue forever. If you're trying to do something long-term and it's casual, forget about it. because everything negative will come your way. Because all that is preventing you from any negative outcome is time, and you're maintaining the time in proximity. It is a time bomb, but you don't have to wait around for the bomb to explode. That's why it's fun. That's why it's dangerous, because it's dynamite. Cool, she could get pregnant. Yeah, don't do that, obviously. But the more you do it, the more likely it becomes. So.
Yeah, but the more people you do it with, it's not just her. The more people.
Oh, of course.
The more likely. So as a woman, the more sexual partners you have, the more likely you are to fall pregnant for one of these sexual partners. Or catch something. So, and I don't even want to go down that line because that's the obvious line to go down. Yeah. But the emotional connection thing, I do think that it's harder for women to jump from person to person to person, having sex with different people, and not build or create at least some sort of emotional bond to that person. I do think that even if, and I might be wild here, but I do think even if you have sex with that person once, you've started an emotional connection with that person, as well as a sexual connection with that person as a woman, because of how we are, how we are made, how our hormones work, how our emotions work. Sex isn't just physical for us, but I do think that as a woman, if you think that it's just physical for you, it is a trauma response. That's what I think. I don't think women in their natural selves
go out seeking casual relationships. No.
Can just turn that off.
No. 100%.
We deep down, we crave commitment and we crave companionship and we crave security. And it's because of that security that we crave. It's not even about romance and love and having a boyfriend and all that. It's the security bit. That's what women crave. That's why women want this guy that's over 6 foot. Why? Because he's going to make her feel secure. He's going to make her feel like she's safe. We like safety and security. That's our natural, like, default setting. You don't get that from casual relationships. You don't get that from casual. You do not get that from casual sex. So if you're telling yourself that you are fine with that and that's what you're seeking, it is a trauma response. To me, that's what I think. Because no woman who is moving from her natural state, no trauma, no nothing, is gonna go through life going, yeah, I just want to have sex with people. It doesn't work like that for us. It just doesn't work, and society doesn't. Let me take it back a step. Forget the woman that's been having sex with people. As a woman that's a virgin, a girl that is a virgin, yeah, girls think about the situation they want to be in when they lose their virginity. And I know the whole idea of virginity is that's a social construct. We could talk about that another time, maybe someday. That is a social construct that benefits the patriarchal society and all that. But again, we can go down that line another time. But the fact that women kind of like losing your virginity is a big deal. It's something that that most girls don't take lightly. Even if you lose it at a young age, yeah, you believe the guy that you're losing it to is the guy. That's why you've opened your legs for him. It's not a split second random, I just want to lose it situation. Unless she's got trauma there, then cool. If you get what I mean. But if she doesn't, most women are very like, or most girls are very like, oh, my virginity, I want someone special. That's normally how it goes, right? So, and that's someone
let's do virginity next week for sure.
And that's someone, yeah, you want to write it down, cool. And that's someone who, and I don't want to use this language, but I'm going to use it because I'm a little bit old school. But a virgin, the whole concept of the virgin is unblemished, untouched, in a sexual manner, yeah? Virgin girls, when they think about sex, don't walk around thinking, I'm just going to have sex with anyone and everyone. So for the fact that when you are innocent, yeah, and you're starting to embark on a sexual journey as a girl or a woman, for the fact that your natural default, when you think about it, isn't just to open the pom-pom for anybody anyhow, casually, you tend to think of, no, I want it to be special. The fact that you think of it that way, I think it speaks to how women view relationships and connection with who they are sexually attracted to.
I don't know. I can't go. I don't want to like
I
kind
feel
of
like
worms.
some-
I don't want to
some-
get into
it is
the
a-
virginity.
oh yeah, that is a can of worms. That's
we gotta
why
do
you
it
want to
next.
talk
We
about
gotta do it next
week.
week. Yeah, but I
hear
will
it.
say.
But
I will say.
I'm just using that as an example, or kind of to like support my
No. I know. I hear
support
it.
my ideology
I hear
that
it.
I don't think that it's natural for women to just free up the pom pom to anyone and everyone.
No, I hear it.
And I do believe in sexual liberation. Let me tell you, girls, before people try to come for me on this. When you speak of someone being sexually liberated, as in someone who understands that sex is for me as much as it is for the person I'm having sex with, I am number one on that list. Because I ain't doing it if I ain't having fun, okay? And I've had fun. I've had fun in my time. I've had fun. But I've not had casual sex like that. I don't do that. My fun is within the confinements of the security and safety that I believe women naturally want. If I don't feel secure and safe, I'm not going to do everything and anything imaginable that you want to do in that sexual space. I need that security and safety for me to do that. And I think that is that's natural. That's me moving natural. I spoke about last week, me trying to do hard body. I've tried to be that girl. I'm not that girl. I'm not gonna be emotional. I can connect with a guy without being emotional, without falling for him, without catching. It's a flipping lie. It was a trauma response. It was me trying to protect my heart from getting hurt. That's what that was. It's not natural for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna move like a guy. No. I don't think, and I think girls are lying to themselves these days when they try and say that they can do that. No, you cannot.
No, but back to the virgin girl scenario of them not thinking in that way because it's natural, etc. I don't think that the virgin boy perspective is that different from the virgin girl perspective. At least it wasn't in my case.
But I never said that the guy one is different.
But what I'm saying is I don't think that them being virgins is indicative of how they're supposed to be versus how society makes them, or once you become sexually liberated, because I don't think I ever desired casual sex as a virgin. I never thought, I want to taste the rainbow. I didn't ever think that. I just thought, I'm going to meet this girl, or this girl's the special one. I'm going to do it with this girl. It's going to be my wifey. We're going to do the thing. That's how my virgin brain was working.
I think the reason why so I think the difference with guys and girls though is when women start to feel, when girls reach that stage in their adolescence where they're becoming a woman, it doesn't happen to us through wet dreams and getting a boner and feeling horny. It happens to us through our breast developing and us having a period. So for a lot of women, it's not the sexual desire that sparks your adolescence and your becoming of a woman. It's actually the other stuff that happened to us, start ovulating and all that stuff. Our cycle begins and all that. That's what starts that for us. And I think that because of that, we don't seek out sex the same way men do during that phase of our life. So before men come into, and I'm speaking about this in this way because of the men I've had in my life. So I have a very open relationship with my dad, who talks to me candidly about how he says men think. I've got a brother who I watched go from being a young boy with fairy tale ideologies to I've seen him go through the rampant teenage stage to him now kind of settling, young early 20s, and so the difference between how I've seen and heard of men go through that stage of their life to how girls go through that stage of that life is different. Girls don't capitalize on sexual urges through their adolescence. So we're actually able for our whole adolescence to just romanticize the sex and romanticize relationship. Whereas I find that with boys, they romanticize relationship before they start having sex or before they start getting sexual desire. Once the sexual desire enters the chat, romance leaves the chat for men. Whereas for women, for girls, when they start having those sexual desires, the romance is still there. That's the difference. So as much as I can agree with you that many guys, when they were young, romanticized having a girlfriend, being in a relationship, blah, blah, blah. I agree. However, when they were going through that adolescent stage of being horny all the time, they weren't thinking about romance. They were thinking, how many girls can I bang? How many times can I... They're chasing the nut during that phase.
Well,
So, be honest with yourself.
No, I'm being 100% honest.
Yeah, I do agree that guys, boys do have that romance, that whole, I want to be in a relationship, and I'm not saying they don't, but what I'm saying is the moment that whole sexual desire thing enters the chat, from what I've experienced and what I've heard from guys, is in that phase of their life, they're not thinking about girlfriend. This is the reason why, in that stage of uni, when everyone goes to uni, they all go to halls. The majority of the girls are telling themselves, I'm going to meet my boyfriend. I'm going to uni and I hope I'm going to meet my man. That's what's in their mind. Well, in my generation, I don't know about now, but when I was in uni, most of us girls were hoping that we were liking guys in the hopes that he would be with us in a relationship. The guys were in uni trying to beat as many girls as they can beat.
Yeah, of course.
And that is the difference. That's what I'm trying to say. So
I didn't even bother go halls because I'd already beat. I was like, nah, there's no point in me going halls. That's long.
Exactly. So this is why I'm saying that. That's why I hear what you're saying about the virginity, about your reservations or your opposing opinion regarding my comments on virginity for women versus men. But I still stand by what I say with women. Like with women, once we start becoming sexually aware, the whole wanting one person or wanting it to be special, wanting it to be with someone special doesn't leave. We don't just start getting horny and wanting to have sex with everything or chasing the orgasm. Most women don't even experience orgasms at all. So it's definitely not a nut that we're chasing. It's the connection and the emotional connection that we are chasing. But I just don't think that women should lie to themselves that they're comfortable having casual sex up and down, multiple partners, or even if it's with one partner on a long-term basis. I just don't think women should lie to themselves that they're okay with that, when genuinely speaking, as women, we want the emotional connection, we want the safety, we want the security that comes with having a committed companion, even if it's just boyfriend. And this is probably why some women fall into the trap of having a long-term sneaky link, long-term friends with benefits. They fall into that trap because of the false security it brings, the false safety it brings, because he's mine. And that's why I said, for a woman, I don't think you can have that sense of ownership if you don't initially have that emotional connection. If the emotional connection is not there, you're not going to care to own him. Case in point, women tell you all the time, we say it all the time, I knew it was over because I emotionally checked out. The moment I emotionally checked out, he's not really my man. In fact, I can talk to other guys now because I don't care for him. That's how women operate naturally, yeah? So to me, it doesn't make sense for women to do it. So I'll go back. For me, I don't think it benefits the society. It benefits the individual for wherever they're at in their life at that moment. But I would also go on to say that actually I don't even think it benefits women at all. If anything, it's going to cause you problems later. It's gonna come back to bite you. And I'm not even talking how many guys you've slept with and stuff. I'm talking about all those emotional bonds you've created with all these people. Like, why would you want to be emotionally connected to that many people?
I don't think it's the want, though. I don't think it's that someone wants to be connected to all of these people emotionally. I just think it's more a question of life puts people in the scenarios whereby they either want or need to experience sex in this way. And it's less about what it does and its effects, and more about what does its absence look like. Like, what do you think the world looks like if no one's having casual sex? Because I don't think it then becomes a better place, if you know what I mean.
Why'd you say that? Go on.
Because I think that at least how we are currently, people are very dependent on being able to express themselves sexually without having a relationship. Like, I think people are very much selfish in their existence in a way that doesn't make them compatible as partners. And so this is the best of a bad situation, is people having these casual sexual interactions. And if you remove the sex, you just have people who are very selfish, who are very incompatible to be partners to one another. And they're also not having sex. So then it's just adding the stress, or whatever you call the absence of sex, the negative effect of the absence of stress on people's life, into the mix.
I can see why you would say that, because of what you initially said from a male perspective, and the whole building of tension and needed to release it so you can function as a normal adult, I guess. But again, a lot of women don't even experience orgasms. So what are you really releasing? Even if you were to go back in time when humans weren't as sophisticated, bunny fingers, and we moved more with instinct, women normally fluctuated to the men that made them feel secure and safe. Hence why I'm saying this falsehood of safety, or whatever that you get, or connection that you get from casual sex, doesn't benefit you as a woman. It's a lie. It's a facade. And that's the reason why I have women as for friends who do have casual relationships. And and they will tell you to your face that they don't catch feelings, they don't this, they don't that. But they're the same girls that be blowing up my line to complain about the guy that they so-called don't care for. You didn't care about him, then why do you care how he treated you then? Why do you care if he's talking to somebody else then? Why do you care that he didn't phone you, that he didn't take you out when he said he would, that he didn't come and see you when he said he would, that he didn't say good night to you, that he didn't say good morning to you, that he hasn't spoken to you for 2 weeks? Why do you care? If you didn't have an emotional connection to him. So don't lie to yourself. You are connected to him emotionally. And if you don't want to have that emotional connection with someone, don't have sex with them, period. Go and wank. Go and fiddle, flip the bean. Go and flip the bean. Yeah, go flip the bean.
I don't know. I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear from women if masturbation serves a similar purpose to
masturbation is a whole masturbation is a whole new arena, because I don't know if I've been living under a rock, but there's so many masturbation tools for women. I've seen all sorts. I've seen hands, like,
I've seen the fist. Yeah, big old fist.
Seen the fist, the hand as big as mine. I've seen, there's the rose, there's the rabbit, there's all different types of vibrators. There's also there's so many, and there's obviously a market for women engaging in self-pleasure.
Yeah.
And it's a big market, and it's selling like mad. And the narrative from a lot of the guys that I see talking about this online is girls are just as addicted to self-pleasuring as men are addicted to porn. And there's a problem with that. But again, I think that's down to needing actual connection, but they're choosing not to embark in that casual sex. So they're going for something else. And I'll be honest, I think I prefer that than for you to be like forming, or what's the word I used? I didn't say building. Yeah, it was forming emotional connection to people.
Okay, but here's the flip of it, right? With casual sex is sometimes casual sex leads to actual relationships.
Sometimes it does, but again, both of you are like, that proves that even supports my point.
I'm not saying that you're
people
wrong.
People are
but
lying
what I'm
to themselves out here.
If people masturbate instead of casual sex, they miss out on that opportunity also.
That's a whole, but Venom, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a masturbation conversation, not a casual sex conversation.
I'll put masturbation in there then.
Not you keeping a list. Actually, you need to keep a list, because I'll be coming up with stuff and then we never go back to it, so it makes sense.
We literally never. We're
So
like, that sounds good, and then that's it.
I'm like, oh my God, we'll talk about this next week, and then next week something else comes up. Yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting to hear what you guys think. I know some of the things that I've said probably comes across as very old school, very, I don't know if you can call it misogynistic, because I'm not saying anything that's hateful to women. I'm just saying that I think a lot of people need to have a lot more honest conversations with themselves and reflect within themselves as to why they're doing something, and just question that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I am by no means one of those women that pioneers purity. I would say a child of God. I am a Christian, but I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm holier than thou, and that I've been celibate the whole time I've been single and stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying, I'm not coming from that perspective, so it's not a judgy perspective at all. But that being said, I like to think of myself, I'm a reflector. I like to reflect and I like to think about things. And for me personally, when I think about how I am when I'm not coming from a place of hurt, trying to protect myself, trauma, whatever it might be, and I just think of my authentic self and what I authentically want, I would much rather prefer to have the safety and security from a relationship and be with someone, knowing that we're both intentional, knowing that we're both in this together, we're both committed to each other, and embark on exploring my sexual desire and sexual freeness with that person, than to explore my sexual liberty the other way, which is by having sex with loads of different people or casually having sex with the one person. Because at the end of the day, I do think that is the counterfeit version of what you genuinely desire, which is connection with someone. Do you get it? And I don't know how, I'm not a man, so I don't know how it works for men on a hormonal, on a biological, on a physical, psychological level. But from a woman's perspective, I do think that a lot of women are doing all of this because there's an itch that they're trying to scratch. But you're never going to genuinely scratch that itch by going down that route. The only way you're going to scratch that itch is to get over your previous heartbreaks, get over previous trauma or whatever, learn to love yourself, be cool with the situation you're in now, so that you can be a better partner who can actually embark on a self-fulfilling or fulfilling relationship with someone where you have that security and safety for you to be buck wild as much as you want with one person. I've said before as well, body no be firewood, which is a African saying, which basically says that, like, I'm a human, I have desires, I have urges in it, and women do have urges as well, and I get that. I'm a woman, I have urges too. Do you get what I'm saying? But I do think that people need to sit down and really take stock of what they're doing and think about whether it's actually benefiting them in the long run. And I don't think it, and I'm not trying to sound red pilly out here. Do you know what I mean? I'm just giving Dami Zayn Pearl. I'm not trying to I ain't trying to do that.
Dami Zayn Pearl.
I feel like I just think women, just be honest with yourself. Don't let guys who don't fall into the trap of telling yourself that you're doing this because you can be like the guys and you want to be sexually liberated and free, and women should be able to enjoy sex as much as men. You can definitely enjoy sex as much as men, but just do it in the confinements of safety and security. That's my own.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
And if you don't care about yourself that much, and I know that's a wild statement, but I see it as you don't.
No, but it definitely factors into it though. It definitely factors into it.
Because I think it. Not me coming again with something heavy again, like this late into it, but I think it says a lot about your self-respect, how you view yourself as well.
Yeah, for sure.
If you are willing to be sharing bodily fluids up and down with all these different people.
Not the bodily fluids.
But that's what it is. I've spoken about in a previous episode how invasive sex even is for a woman in a heterosexual sexual encounter. You're the one being penetrated. How are you comfortable with that, with multiple different people at the same time? Or even if it's the one person for a long extended amount of time, how are you comfortable with that without the security of we are choosing to commit to one another and be loyal to one another? How are you comfortable with that? That doesn't tell me that you even take your own sexual health or your own body and your, do you know what I mean? It doesn't tell me that you care. It just doesn't tell me that you care about it like that.
Yeah.
And I know I'm this is where I might sound judgy, but this is the real reason why I personally don't engage in that sort of relationships, because I'm sorry, it's going to sound cliche, my body is a temple. I don't want just any guy entering my body because I'm heterosexual. So therefore, even no matter how much the urge is there, no matter how much the ovulating is ovulating, yeah, I'm sorry, I would rather go and get a toy than to just embark in casual sex with someone. I'm not doing it. Sorry, it's too risky out here, man. It's too risky. I can't do that to... No, I can't do that to myself. I can't do that to myself. So there's that as well, you know. But I just think that young women need to really think about this properly and be honest with themselves.
Yeah, self-worth is definitely a good shout, because I would say that
man.
as a man from a different side of the coin, when I loved myself the least is when I was the most promiscuous, for sure.
There you go. But yeah, guys, if you disagree with me, I'm sure you'll let me know anyway. I don't care, but you'll let me know.
But that's what the comment section's for.
That's what it's for. I'm not going to reply to you, so I actually don't give a heck. But it would be good to hear what you have to say. No, because my opinion on this is not going to change.
Of course not.
It's not going to change, man. Like, the things I've seen in life, the things I've experienced in life, this one, I don't think my mind will ever change. It will never change. I've tried to be that girl. I'm going to be casual. I didn't even make it. I was like, damn it, it's not in your real nature. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to push the point too much. I feel like I've pushed it enough. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Guys, let us know if you think that casual sex is benefiting or harming the society, and let us know why you think that. Also, if there's anything you agreed with or disagreed with in this podcast, please leave a comment and let us know.
Yeah, maybe even a timestamp.
What you agreed with, what you disagreed with, or whatever you want to say, and your opinion, because it's not even just about whether you're on Venom's side or Dammy's side about this. It's about your own opinion. Like, we would love to hear your own opinion on it. And with that, we're going to close up.
Yes, sir. So you've been locked into the Unpicked Podcast with myself, Mr. Venom, and my co-host, the one and only
Dammy Zen.
Hey, hello, hi guys. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this episode, please give us a like or a thumbs up or 5-star rating wherever you are. Leave a comment, as Dammy's just said, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. We are there. The QR code has been on the screen. It might reappear, but it's definitely in the description, so you can follow us there too. Anything else do we want to say?
Once you're locked in, ain't no switching up.
There you go. So on that note, guys, it's been a pleasure. Until the next time. Peace.